Hi everyone, welcome to the Please Find Attached podcast. Today we're talking about a very interesting and important
and relatable
topic.
Yes.
It's about human resources.
HR.
Are they your friend or are they management's Lackey?
Exactly.
For people who don't know the meaning of Lackey.
You're insulting our audience. They know the meaning of
They know the meaning?
Yes.
What's the meaning of Lackey?
Boy. Boy.
Well, you're right. Basically, that's it. So, and it's very important because, a lot of people, when they start work or they are in an organization, especially when they are young, the impression is that HR is for you.
You think so?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
You mean generally?
I'm saying the impression of a lot of young people. They often think HR is for you, but in reality, HR is not for you. From what I've seen,
okay,
they are just like in every organization, every function is responsible for something. Finance is basically responsible for the finances of the company. So where do you raise money from, blah blah blah, how do you report on it? Yeah, so that's what they're responsible for. Maybe depending on the industry, operations, they are responsible for getting things from X to HR, they are responsible for the people,
managing the people,
keep them in line, make sure we hire the best people,
okay,
make sure we reward them,
okay,
well, try and reduce hiring costs as much as possible, basically keep them in line.
But keeping them in line also has to do with making sure they are happy so that they work. So in a way, they have to make sure that you are happy. So for example, fuel prices go up, every there's chaos, and then HR doesn't tell the leadership that we need to cost of living adjustment. People will start, I'm not happy, blah blah blah. It now becomes a HR problem if people start resigning. So in a way, if you look at it, they might be trying to achieve company objectives, but it helps you in a way.
Oh, definitely. So that's why, especially in the past 10, 15 years, especially in the age of startup, HR does a lot to make sure that the work environment is comfortable. In some organizations, they'll have like a room where they can just chill, maybe games, maybe table tennis in the office. All of that is just to make people happy, of course, beyond the regular salary. But fundamentally, what I'm saying is that they are not for you, they are for the organization. If there's anyone that they'll put priority on, it's to make sure that the organization is protected.
But when you have issues, you report to them.
Definitely. That's their function.
But they resolve the issues.
Yeah, that's their role.
So in a way, they are working for you. If I've had issues where you have some weird colleagues stressing you, different issues can come up within the workplace, even just interactions with colleagues, line managers, and you report and they sort it. They are sorting it for your own benefit.
Maybe I have this outlook because I've worked in companies where the employees have unions. maybe that's in those organizations I was.
You are fighting against HR.
So I had a different view of how they were managing people.
Okay.
Because it was interesting seeing HR work, especially how they had to balance working with management, working with individuals, trying to make sure the unions stay. They are there. You say, we're working with the unions, but you also keep them at bay, especially when people were not happy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I have this view. I've also another example. During my periods, when I was in telecoms, right? Remember, the organization changed ownership like 3 times, at least 3 or 4 times when I was there.
Yeah.
I remember one period they were about to change ownership again.
Okay.
But people were tensed.
Yeah, your company that
Yes.
changed ownership like 10 times.
People were tensed. People were very stressed. But there was a period where HR now, they were doing all this, motivation. Who ate my cheese? making us read books, go for seminars. They're very
Focused.
active, focused. We were busy.
Okay.
What I realized in retrospect is that it was very strategic. They wanted our attention away from what was really happening.
Okay. So they planned it.
It was
and they executed which even brings me to the next thing that HR is known for: gathering feedback. And you know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
Where am I going?
Anonymous.
What is anonymous?
Hotline.
No.
Email.
Those things that you fill out.
I know.
There's a name for it.
Feedback. I know.
Survey. Anonymous survey. Anonymous survey. Have you filled any of those before?
I have.
Did you find out that it wasn't anonymous?
No, funny enough. But I know that.
I've always believed that it's anonymous.
No, but it depends on the type of organization.
Yes.
So in my organizations, I want to believe it's anonymous because oftentimes it goes to third parties.
Okay. Not the HR.
Within, yeah.
If it's the HR managing it, then I saw one comedian on IG said they did the anonymous survey, so that he poured out his heart. He poured out his He said like 24 hours later, he just went to the system and said you are unable to log in. Well, it's a comedian, so it might just be fiction. Then you are unable to log in. He now went to meet HR that I can't log in and everything. Then HR said, all those ideas where you talk for the feedback, go in and start your company.
So it really depends on the kind of company. But I've heard stories. So this talking about anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
So have you filled any of those anonymous things, especially when it comes to compliance? In other words, I'm asking you if you're a snitch.
What does snitching have to do with it?
So a lot of times you have those anonymous emails or phones, and especially when it comes to things like compliance, maybe a boss or a senior colleague is not treating their colleagues properly.
Okay.
So you are encouraged in some companies.
Is that not whistleblowing?
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Whistleblowing.
Oh, I've done that.
I knew.
Oh,
you look like a snitch.
God.
You look like a snitch.
No, I won't call it snitching because I suffered. So I was like, I don't know how to put this in a nice corporate way, but I suffered to state that I said, I'll show you. I was like, I'll show you if I get the chance. So I think was I even the one that initiated the snitch? Okay, not snitching. Was I the one that initiated the whistleblowing? I think it was two of us. So there was two of us that were senior in the team, and then the junior ones had suffered as well. But they didn't even know that what they were experiencing was not suffering. We were the ones taking the full. So I had spoken to my fellow senior colleague then. What are we going to do? She's like, let's take this matter up. So we're still discussing when are we going to do it. I just had one bad experience with her. I just lost it. I just went straight to HR. See what's going on, and everything. Where I now believe that sometimes HR doesn't know. Like the HR was visibly shocked. Because in their mind sometimes, they think they do their best work when they are hiring people. They do 7 interviews. You check for culture fit. You check for this. You check for competence. Then to now hear barely 3 months after that new superstar hire is so bad. It's like she even wanted to say, please don't tell anybody. Keep it because it was crazy. And it was so bad. That new employee was actually bad-mouthing the organization in our team meetings. Comparing it to where she was coming from, like, what are people doing here? Blah, 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 this is rubbish. She was like, for real? I said, exactly. They now said they have to investigate. I now left the organization. I left.
No wonder you were quick
to leave.
Because you knew you were leaving soon.
Yeah, well, the handwriting was not entirely based on that. There are other things. So I shall left. Like 3-4 months later, I just got that phone call that hello, they are investigating this person. You have 30 minutes. I said I can give you 1 hour. I'll give you 1 hour of my time. Just state the time and I can come physically. That meeting I went all out. I said, this guy, oh shit, bye. When I finished, my other colleague, she too had left coincidentally. The one I said we were discussing what was going to happen. She too sent me a message that they reached out to her. I told her, make me proud. I said, make me proud. She said, say no more. When they called her to you, she went,
But I'm sure that person deserved it.
Oh, she laughed. She was horrible. She was horrible though. You knew when I was working with her now. She had to go eventually. She had to go. She was now, what's the English word of this thing in Yoruba? Unjayon, let's say. When you are, is it snitching? Yeah, I think it's snitching. When you are backbiting.
Yeah.
On somebody that was very key to her recruitment. A senior person. So she was messing that one up with that one.
So she's not a good person.
She's not just a good person.
Yeah. Talking about HR people, I'm curious about your own experience because I've had different experiences. You know, I've had experiences of HR. When I say HR people, the personnel, the people in HR, I've had angels, wonderful people, great people, individuals. I've also had experience of
bad HR,
principalities
in HR,
principalities.
Anyway, I think it's when we started our career, HR didn't care. Now there are principalities, but they wear a very friendly mask. Now HR is friendly all of a sudden.
Because the world has changed.
You can report anybody, but then HR didn't send you now.
They were like, it was like secondary school, senior prefect, or police.
That's what HR was. Exactly.
It has evolved, as in, I remember those early days. Sometimes you'd be afraid to enter
HR office. No, it was never that bad ever. Never ever. In fact,
I've been in a company where if you enter the HR, as in, it's almost like, what are you doing here?
Come on, that's bad.
Middle in my
Most
career.
of my friendships from organizations I've worked, at least one of them is always from HR.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's always just natural. Maybe your HR business partner. In fact, one of my closest buddies today, she was HR. She recruited me. She collected my resignation. She resigned like a week after me. Wow, like we're close. So me, I've not had. In fact, there was one where she used to the group. What they call them then? There was no chief people officer and what they have now. It was just head of HR. Head of HR. You know now they have chief people and something office that is like a chief. But then she was very motherly, like she was very so.
And she's a good one.
She was the kind of person that she can say talking properly. She was like headmistress, but not a wicked. You could actually go and sit down with her. So I remember one time, it wasn't beef. I think I had an issue with I think I've said this story here, when a new boss came and we had a bit of disagreement, and then we later became very close friends. I think it was that HR auntie that I spoke to first. And she told me, one of the things she told me then was that people have different management styles. Because you are so used to this, your guy, you can't just say, everybody must be like him. That try and understand that. Ask her what she wants. And obviously, we ended up being on good terms, me and that my boss. Is it about what she said or the fact that she just told me that try to make it work? And it worked. And I respected her 100% after that. Then another place, the HR. Have you been somewhere where the HR is like that Lackey that we're talking about, but not for management, for everybody? You also don't want that scenario where HR cannot put their foot down.
It's horrible.
And say, what you did is bad. You don't do this again. That you report, everybody report. The HR is like, you people should talk now. They want well, let me not go into details.
While you're talking, I was recalling one of my, I think I would say, surprising HR experiences. So I was at this point in time, I was coming off a low point in my life, and I was trying to get a job.
Okay.
And they had sent me like an offer, you know, but that offer, they lowballed me. It was such a low offer. And I didn't understand where that was coming from. So I went in to see the head of HR. She had lowballed me. She was like, man, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And I was going out dejected. And I really wanted that role. That's how, as I was going, one HR guy became my really close friend later. He called me.
Did you know him from?
I didn't know him from
Adam.
I didn't know him from anywhere. He said I should not agree.
But that guy is stupid.
See,
That guy.
See. I think he knew
the mafia. They will kill him.
They said
he's working against the family.
He said I should not agree that they can do better. He said they can do better. As far as I'm concerned,
did you work there eventually?
Yes.
And
I worked in that company, and they did better.
Was it a company that had a snitching culture? Because I don't understand how a HR guy that doesn't know you from anywhere.
It was God. It was God.
That's the African in you.
Mama, it was God.
He was bad.
He was an angel sent. because at that point that I was low, I needed the job, but that what they were offering was so low. It was horrible. It was horrible.
We have taken it if they didn't do nothing.
For the record, you know, I've talked about a situation where I took a pay cut.
Yes.
There was that situation. So
it was even lower than
that. It was lower than that.
Okay.
So I was so desperate for that role, and it was so low. I think he just saw that I was dejected, and he just had mercy on me.
Before you go and walk out of the office, I walk into Lagoon. You guys are letting him just do his best.
He said basically, come.
You know, he might also be good cop, bad cop. Did you consider that?
Don't spoil
your testimony.
Don't spoil my testimony.
It's not testimony.
Don't spoil my testimony.
You know, it can be good cop, bad cop.
Don't spoil my.
You then that real figure. Guess what? You are grateful for the final figure, are you not? But I thank God.
God, thank you.
Well, if they had told you the figure you finally do, you'd have said it was low. Coming from where you are coming from.
Dude, excuse me.
I'm just saying.
God sent an angel to help me. And basically, he was like, don't. And to be honest, now that you've said, you annoy me because you said from that perspective.
It was good cop, bad cop. Papa says testimony.
But anyways, so I accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
I accepted the upper limit, but beyond whether it was good cop, bad cop, which I doubt.
Yeah.
I worked with him,
and
you know, when he was such an amazing HR professional. You know, there's
is he still there today?
No, he's in a different company. But
doing very well.
Amazing individual. You know, he's also the one that I mentioned about how there were unions.
Yes.
Because I became friends with him, I saw how he navigated difficult situations with unions, difficult situations with individuals, even difficult situations with people when you had to let people go.
Yeah.
So there are some people that are just amazing. There are some people that find themselves in HR.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't
really care.
They do the whole, I think the CIPM, or they do the whole certification.
HR, CIPM.
But there are some people that just have
that ability to look after people. Yeah.
He's one of them. And as I was thinking about him, I was thinking about one or two of his subordinates that were horrible.
Yeah. So I think it has to do with every role, every career. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
It's just that most times the ugly or the bad, they are the ones that are popular, because everybody also has a bad. You know, like I said, one of my own worst experiences was the HR that couldn't put her foot down. It was just like
that's
everybody just saying.
I feel
like that company that we met, the HR was like that too.
Oh, definitely.
That company, the HR was like that, and you know, she even lied. She lied there. It was God that helped me. I mean, it was just God that saved me. She lied on my offer letter.
What do you mean she lied on your offer letter?
So when I was leaving where I was coming from, you know, I'd already said this is the minimum I'm going to take. I know. And I said it was net. So I resumed. I get my first salary, and it's close to the salary I left. I remember that day I was depressed. I saw that what did I leave there for? Because that one was a stronger brand. You know, it was a stronger brand. So I was like, no way. So I chatted that other guy. I think it was the CEO then. That look at what happened. The guy said, no, it's not possible. She can't make that kind of mistake. I said I told her categorically. He said she can't make that kind of mistake. I was already thinking, what am I going to do? Am I just going to, it's still within 1 month. I can just go back to my place and say, I made a mistake, and they will happily take me back. While I was thinking about it, I just discovered another mistake in my contract. So my airtime was supposed to be 10K a month. She put 100K. And I swear to God, I was using that 100K every month. We had this guy in Nigeria that was like the admin boy. He was recharging my phone 100,000. So you know what year this was? I know what 100K was in dollars. If you convert it to dollars. So let me finish now. So I was using. In fact, sometimes I would call my brother in Jan while I'm bathing. I will make sure that the 100K finishes. One day, that guy, the CEO in that Ghana, I was now looking at the numbers. Why is this guy use 500,000 in 5 months? Who is he calling? He now called me that we need to have a discussion. That what is going on? I said he should go and look at my contract. It's there. That she can't make mistake. Went away for like 20 minutes. He called me back and let's talk. I said, so she can make mistakes now. I think that's why the guy never really liked me like that. Like, you think you are clever? You are telling me she can't. Who is she that she can't make mistakes?
I was about to tell you that I don't think it was a lie. I just think there were mistakes. I don't think it was a lie.
When she made the mistake, she now said, I don't want to look incompetent. So she doubled down on the mistake. Okay. That's what we agreed.
It was most likely a mistake.
That 100K, it was so hilarious. After like 5 months, that's when they now said, okay, let's talk. I said, sure you can see now.
So, what of when it comes to letting people go?
My God. I don't think anybody can ever think HR is good in that regard, because at that point it's emotions. So my first experience with that, fortunately they didn't leave it to HR. That place I worked at, they exited Nigeria. Again, we all knew that they were exiting, so it didn't come as a surprise. So we just went to the boardroom. HR was there, but MD, COO, GMs were there. So it wasn't on them. But after that, there was one that, I like the HR, but man, because I think she had to run through it was a mass layoff. There were like 40 people. It was like 5 minutes calls, and straight to the point. In a way,
I kind of them now.
But I kind of appreciated the fact that she took emotion away from me, because if she were to allow that,
it's hard. That's a tough.
She will spend 30 minutes on one person.
Yeah, that's a tough thing to do.
I was able to understand, because I know her nature normally, that's not her. I know that she's a sweetheart, she's a playful person, she's a softie. So when she came on the call, I said, hi, you understand what's going on in the company? In my mind, I was like, oh. I was like, hey, you're doing what you have to do. And she had to run through like 40 people within like a week. So I know that there's no amount of training that prepares them for that part of their work.
I think it's very difficult for them.
And then MDs just tell them, go and do it. I don't care how you do it.
No, it's not all MDs are like that. Not all MDs.
Oh, that's your first one.
My MD, his eyes were red. You could tell that he was not happy about it.
It has happened to me before too.
Yeah, but the one that happened to me, where the HR, they were assholes. Whether it was the MD or whoever. This one, I was one who resigned.
That one too.
I was the one. So I don't know.
Animosity just came from nowhere.
Animosity.
Were you going to a competitor company?
I was.
They are dead now.
But the goodwill was there. I was at that point in time. I was
I know where you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I was helping with a lot of changes, transformation. We're planning.
How can this guy do this?
We were doing 2 years, 2 to 5 years
Strategic plan.
So I think they were not happy that
It felt like betrayal.
I think that's but they didn't manage it well because I don't know what happened when I told the bosses. And I told them, goodwill, you know what, I'll give you all the documents, I'll give you everything I've worked on. Next thing, HR now came, 2 of them with security. That she dropped my laptop, my badge, my everything. I was like, I still have 1 month
left.
They said, no. I said, okay. I went downstairs.
So bitter?
They didn't handle it well. So I give them. I went. My office was upstairs, and I went downstairs to where the sales guys were my friends. So I used to hang out with my sales guy. Next thing, like maybe 20 minutes later, they ran back because one other boss told them that how can they do this? This guy has all the information for our plans for the next 5 years. So they came. You could see if they were white, you see that they were blushing red. They were so uncomfortable because, to be honest, the way they handled it was
very bad.
They were being assholes, and they didn't need to do it. And especially someone like me who really had good intentions.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, it's okay, but
they came to beg you.
They came to beg me
to go back to the office, or
that I should take my laptop and my
bag.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, if I were you, I'd have stayed in the company.
No, I stayed.
Like I would have turned down the other offer and stayed there.
No, for what? I beg. So already with that, they showed their colors. They showed their hand. So after that, I didn't really send them. But I was very professional. I gave them everything. I did everything. And even in the new company, when people, funny enough, the new company, they had such a great compliance culture that they don't really ask you. Even if they ask you, I didn't tell them
where you are going.
I didn't tell them anything that had to do with my former company.
Okay. That's in bad taste. You're not supposed to ask.
Yeah, so they don't ask. But maybe once in a while, I'm like, no, you can't.
Anyway,
you understand?
To summarize, I have a question.
Yeah.
And it might offend our HR people. I've worked with people that I feel like this guy is so nice, he's so forthright, he's such a good person. He should be in HR. He doesn't need any formal HR training. He will do well in HR. Do you think HR is a role that needs any formal training, or you just need to be compassionate, know the rules, and know how to apply and deal with people? Like an average diplomat, for example, that understands diplomacy, I think the person can be in HR. Knowing how to manage the management and manage the people, apply policies. Is there really any necessary formal training for that?
So my response to that is, I don't just say yes.
Okay.
But fundamentally, I'm saying yes. But I'll put context.
In HR.
No. Where I'm coming from is as someone who's transitioned roles.
Yes.
From
tech,
core tech engineering to marketing, and sometimes you don't need formal. Sometimes it's just experience. You get in, do the job, then you develop yourself. So where there's a sliver of no is that when you get into the HR, you go in, you learn by doing the work, but eventually you develop yourself. So do a training here, do a certification there. By the time you add those trainings and certifications plus your hands-on experience,
even just working with people or interacting.
See, all this, even studying something in school. Like I tell young people, the fact that you studied this in school doesn't mean that's what you do.
Okay.
Do you understand? At the end of the day, you will find yourself where you find yourself. Even in your career, where you start sometimes not where you end, as with the experience.
Yes.
You understand? So same thing. You can be an engineer and say, you know what, you want to end up in HR, and you be an amazing HR person. You have the personality for it. You go and educate yourself.
You said the key word there, the personality. Above anything, I think there should be a personality test for HR people, because you can't be a HR person that is that is cold, lacks compassion, and lacks spine, you need to be able to speak the uncomfortable truth sometimes. Like, guy, you messed up. You are my guy, but you messed up. And tell the same thing to management.
I agree with you.
Which is 100%. Where the problem always lies. Telling management that no. How many HR can say no? If you do this thing, I'll resign.
Not many.
Nobody.
And also, it depends on the kind of organization.
Yes.
But I totally agree with you, because and this is when the HR is not the Lackey.
Yes.
This is when something needs to be done.
Yes.
And I've seen that situation. So, to be honest, I know I started up saying that in many cases HR is Lackey, but depending on organization, depending on the individual that is there. That is there. Sometimes you have a great HR person.
They always say background matters. So if you are someone that you put yourself through school, you made yourself, taught yourself, got into a company HR, you now go and be fighting management where you are the one paying your school fees for your siblings. But if you are like, is it Nepo baby? You can be threatening management. No, because these things matter. They matter now. If you are a Nepo baby and you tell management that you can't do this, it's bad, the management will look at you that, do we want to threaten this one with sack? When you are parking your Range Rover beside them, this Range Rover, and your own is from house. But if it's somebody else that
I know the point
exactly
I'm trying to make. That in that scenario, that person doesn't necessarily need the money.
Yeah, so I can
job,
you
so
can be yes.
I remember
I had one direct report then somewhere, and they gave all of us cars. She used to bring Range Rover to work. The way I used to talk to her was different. My friend called him one time, called regulator Ricky. When I'm angry, you just say, why did you do like this now? Next time, but for the others, don't try it again. Don't try it again. So it plays a role in how you actually react to situations.
But for the record, you don't necessarily need to be a Nepo baby to have that spine.
Yes, you don't.
I just that
it helps. It helps.
Money always helps.
It always helps. So yeah, I think that's all from me today. See you next week and have a fantastic Eid holiday.
Cheers.